Alright, so we're going to move ahead to the next two problems. And in the next two problems, what we're going to notice is that the triangles are a little bit more mixed up than the last two. We're still dealing with similar triangles, so the first thing we're going to do is identify what the similar triangles are. And we're going to do that by looking for the angles that are equal in each triangle. Alright, so when I look at this first one, what I notice is that P is a shared angle, alright, between the two triangles. So I'm going to give that 2 tick marks, since T and R already both have 1. All right, now, as we know, angle is one of our similarity rules, and we've met that requirement. We have an angle in each of the two triangles. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to redraw these triangles, and I'm going to draw them in the same orientation as the big triangle. So I'm going to put 1 mark up there, 2 marks down here. And I'm going to draw a small one and a big one. And then I'm going to carry my labels over. So on the small one, the 2 arc is P, the 1 arc is T, and the other angle is Q. All right, and on the big one, we have the P down in the bottom right-hand corner, R up in the top, and we've got S over on this side. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to carry the lengths over. So on the small triangle, I know TP is 10, QP is 15, and QT is 12. And I'm just pulling those lengths right off the picture. All right, now, before I put the next one on, I'm going to go ahead and get full lengths of the sides here. So this side is 30, and this side is x plus 15. All right, so now I'm going to carry those over. So I've got a y, an x plus 15, and a 30. All right, so now I've taken this problem from a complex problem, and I've made it into an easy problem. So I look for the side where I know the piece for both triangles. So I've got 15 to 30, which is really 1 to 2. So if we want to simplify our life, we can use a 1 to 2 for one side. So 1 to 2 equals, and then I'm just going to take this in 2 parts. So I'm going to go over here to the y and the 12, which are corresponding. So 12 to y, cross multiply, y equals 24. All right, so I have that. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. So now I'm going to use the 10 and the x plus 5. So I've got 1 over 2 equals 10 over x plus 5. Cross multiply, x plus 5 equals 20. So x equals 15. All right, so again, just by breaking it up into 2 triangles first, really made it a lot easier for me to find the similar parts and the corresponding parts so I could set up my ratios and proportions. All right, if we move to the last one I think is a bear. I'd like you to go ahead and give that one a try on your own. Pause the video, all right, give it a work through, and then once you do that, unpause the video and see how close you came. All right, so go ahead and give it a pause right now, and again, we're looking for the x value. Only the x value is what we're looking for. All right, welcome back. Hope that was a good attempt that you had there. All right, so we're looking for x, and what I notice is x is a component of the yellow triangle over here, all right, and it's a component of the blue triangle on this side. All right, now we're going to try and find a way to pull those two apart. All right, and this one's going to be kind of sneaky. So let's pull this apart, and I'm going to start with the yellow, and I'm going to put the markings that I know. All right, so on the yellow triangle, the yellow triangle, and I'm going to draw all my right triangles, so I've got the right angle here. All right, we'll go 1 mark up on this side, and then the other one didn't have a mark on it. All right, so when I go around, all right, the 1 mark to the right angle was a 3, and then the right angle to nothing was the x side. All right, so that corresponds to the yellow triangle. So let me highlight that so we keep in mind from the picture where these pieces are coming from. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the blue triangle. All right, but I'm going to set up my structure the same way. All right, so I've got my right angle down here. Now what I notice in the blue triangle is the angle that's marked is 2 tick marks. Now for these to be similar, that definitely can't be in the top left corner. All right, because if it is, then I've got 2 tick marks and 1 tick mark. I don't have congruent angles, which means these would not be similar triangles. So I'm going to go ahead and drop 2 arc marks down here in the bottom right. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and drop my labels in. So the right to the 2 is 12. All right, and on the other side, I'd have an X here, and we don't know the hypotenuse. All right, so that's our blue. All right, so I'll go ahead and draw that one in. Now, when I look at this, all right, we're still in an issue because we don't necessarily have any of our congruence rules. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to draw a third triangle, and it's going to correspond to the really big triangle here. All right, so this is a right angle here. It had 2 marks on that side and 1 mark on that side. And again, this is the blue and the yellow combined. So this is the triangle we have drawn with the blue there and the yellow there. All right, and we're looking at it as one big triangle. Now, when I label those sides, the hypotenuse they gave me was 15. And then I had some value through here in the middle that was x. All right, the important thing that I want you to notice here is notice that that big triangle has to be similar to both of the 2 small triangles. All right, because the big triangle has 1 tick mark in the top left, all right, and then a right angle. That matches the first one. All right, so these 2 are similar for sure. All right, but also the second one has 2 tick marks in the bottom right and a right angle in the bottom left. So these 2 are also similar. All right, so I've got 2 pairs of similar triangles. That means all 3 of these have to be similar. All right, so I can go ahead and carry those markings through. Now, at this point, once I've made that distinction, all right, I'm going to jump to those 2 triangles, and I'm going to focus in on those 2. All right, I don't have a pair that I know, but I'm still going to set up my proportion based on corresponding sides. So I have 3 to x equals, and then we'll go small to big again, x to 12. Cross multiply, I get 36 equals x squared. And then I'll take a square root of both sides. So x equals technically plus or minus 6, but we know it's a length, so I'm only going to take the positive. So I get x equals 6. All right, now that's a really, really tough problem, but what I'm going to warn you is we're going to come back to problems that look like this, where we have a right triangle and then there's an altitude that drops to the hypotenuse. All right, and this one that's labeled x is the altitude. So this idea of being able to break it into 3 similar triangles is going to keep coming back into the next chapter. All right, so those 4 problems should be more than enough to get you through tonight's homework. If you have any additional questions, bring them to class tomorrow and we'll definitely go over it. All right, thanks, bye.